Okay.
And this is my nigga.
A$AP Rocky just handed the internet exactly the kind of moment it was not asking for, and the fallout is reportedly not slowing down anytime soon because what he said on that stage is the kind of thing that does not get walked back easily, does not get explained away with context, and does not disappear from the conversation just because a few days pass. Standing in front of a concert crowd, reportedly feeling the energy of the room and the adoration of his fans, A$AP Rocky looked out at the audience and said, and we are quoting this directly so nothing gets lost in translation, that he was thankful the crowd did not know him when he was single, because if they were pretty, he would have done exactly what his words implied. And the internet, within minutes, was not laughing with him. It was reportedly asking one very loud, very pointed question. Why is a man who is with Rihanna saying this out loud on a stage, into a microphone, in front of thousands of people? Let's set the scene properly because the context here matters for understanding why this landed the way it did, and why fans are saying this is not an isolated moment, but reportedly part of a pattern that the culture has been quietly tracking for a while now. A$AP Rocky and Rihanna are one of the most high-profile couples on the planet. They share children together. Their relationship has been documented, celebrated, and held up by a significant portion of the public as a genuine love story, the kind where a man who lived the rockstar lifestyle allegedly chose to grow into something more committed and more intentional. That is the narrative the public has been working with. And then he gets on stage and says what he said, and reportedly the entire framework of that narrative starts to shake. Fans are saying this specific phrasing is what's making this so difficult to dismiss. This was not a joke that landed badly. This was not a poorly worded compliment. This was reportedly a man standing in front of an audience, in the middle of his relationship with Rihanna, telling fans that his only barrier to pursuing them was the fact that he is no longer single. And word on the street is that distinction is doing a lot of damage in comment sections right now because it frames Rihanna not as a partner he has actively chosen, but as a circumstance that is currently preventing him from doing what he apparently still thinks about doing. The internet is absolutely spiraling, and the fan reactions are reportedly coming in waves that keep building rather than settling. One comment that has been getting significant traction said that for that thought to even exist in his head and then be shared on a stage is, in that fan's words, wild. And that reaction is being echoed across platforms because it touches something real about the difference between a private thought and a public declaration. Everybody understands that attraction does not disappear when you enter a relationship. But allegedly choosing to announce that to a stadium crowd while your partner is Rihanna is reportedly a choice that is raising questions about judgment, about respect, and about what this man's internal relationship with commitment actually looks like. Another fan comment that has reportedly been circulating widely brought up something that a lot of people had reportedly filed away but not forgotten, pointing out that A$AP Rocky using language that disrespects Rihanna in his music was already a conversation the culture had, and asking why it keeps being treated as not a big deal when the pattern reportedly keeps repeating itself. Fans believe that when you look at individual incidents in isolation, they can sometimes be explained away, but when you start lining them up next to each other, a different picture allegedly begins to emerge, and people are saying that picture is becoming harder to ignore. The comment that is reportedly resonating most deeply and getting the most emotional responses is the one from a fan who said they think he still wants to live a rockstar lifestyle and is not ready for a committed relationship, but feels like he cannot leave now, ending with a prayer for Rihanna and the sentiment that she deserves someone who chooses her every single day rather than embarrassing her. And fans are saying that framing hit differently than the more outraged reactions because it is not just criticizing what he said, it is allegedly asking a deeper question about whether the internal reality of their relationship matches the public image that has been constructed around it. Rihanna's silence on this is reportedly its own entire conversation, because fans who have watched her navigate public life for 2 decades know that she is not someone who stays quiet when she has something to say. The fact that she has not publicly responded is being interpreted in multiple directions simultaneously, with some fans saying she is choosing to handle this privately as any person in a real relationship would, and others saying the silence itself is telling, and that the public celebration of their love story has always been more complicated behind closed doors than the industry machinery around them has let on. The gatekeeping of which male celebrities get to make comments like this, without serious career consequences, is also reportedly being discussed in the same breath as this situation. Because fans are pointing out that the reaction to ASAP Rocky's stage comment has been significant, but that the accountability tends to stop at social media and rarely travels further into actual professional consequences for the people involved. At the end of the day, what A$AP Rocky said on that stage was heard by thousands of people live and reportedly millions more online, and the conversation it sparked is not going to be resolved by a clarification or a non-apology. Fans are saying Rihanna deserves better than being the punchline of her partner's concert banter, and that sentiment is reportedly the one thing nearly everyone in these comment sections can agree on regardless of which side of the debate they came in on. So here is what we want to know. Do you think this was a harmless joke that got blown out of proportion, or do you think this moment says something real about where ASAP Rocky's head is at inside this relationship? Drop your most honest thoughts in the comments, because this conversation is not over. And if you are here for these real, unfiltered breakdowns that do not look away from the uncomfortable moments, make sure you like this video and subscribe, because we have so much more coming your way.